What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the second channel. Inside of today's video, going to give you guys a guide on how to predict for day 2 for LCQ. So if you guys are unaware, on event.brawlstars there is a chance to get a legendary star drop. If I scroll over a little bit here, the legendary star drop at the end, that is exactly what you guys want. For me, I just wanted a pin because it's exclusive. I have a maxed out account, so I don't really care too much about this. So I've not really been like voting whilst watching the games. Another good way to get points is by voting for the MVP at the end of every single game. It's 100 points. It's really good, so make sure to do that. So in terms of our day 1 results, they were really good. We had Stamina versus this CNS, which was actually pretty close. We had Totem versus Toxic Lotus, pretty easy. Well, not easy, it was easy for them. Stamina, they won. Totem, they won versus Na'Vi. LG just managed to beat them. We had Toxic Lotus, the big shock. A lot of people would have voted Na'Vi, but we were correct with that. I think the biggest shock by far was Berlin City beating ECP, so I'm a little bit salty about that. There was just no way I could predict that. I think on paper it was like 80% chance of ECP winning that. And then Foot versus Tribe, I did say that Foot, I think they were the favorites on paper with how they looked recently, and Tribe with a new roster. But of course I went with my heart. I think Tribe will do pretty good in the second day. But we've got as well, the only other one I got wrong was Berlin City versus Team Queso. Again, Berlin City did shock me, but at the same time, I know Team Queso had a lot of bad, I don't know, like their device didn't seem the best. They just kept jittering in game, which is unfortunate. So let's go on to day number 2 then to help you guys out. So I'm going to give you guys some context. There were a few people like, stop yapping, you know, you just give us the predictions. If you want to see the predictions, you can always just skip towards the end, but I want to give you guys at least some explanation as to why I think you should vote these teams, because this is the fun of it. This is my passion, Brawl Esports, and you want to know the storylines with it. So Stamina versus ECP, 2 EU teams at the moment. So if we take a look at how both of these teams did at day number 1, we had ECP in Group C. Again, they lost 2-0 to Berlin City, so I don't know, they don't really look the hottest right now. TQ just looked like they couldn't adapt to the devices. So are ECP as strong as people believe? They did win the pre-LCQ tournament, and if you quickly scroll over here, you can see how the bracket looks. But Stamina, they won 2-0. They beat LG 2-0 in convincing fashion. They've been looking good with their drafts. So if it's going to be a very tight game. I think this is going to go to the set number 5, and it could go either way, but because again I'm going to back my boys Bobby, Angel Boy and Drage, I'm going to have to go with them. But honestly, don't be surprised if it goes ECP's way as well. And we have another, like, this is so incredibly hard to predict, guys. Day 1 was so much easier. Every game is a coin toss at this point in time. So we've got Totem versus Tribe. Again, Totem on paper, they should have this. Like, I don't want to discredit Tribe whatsoever. I think if Tribe turn up, and if it's the Tribe that we all know, especially on LAN, they could give Totem a great game. This is the rematch of ESL Masters, I think nearly a year ago now, and they were both with the Samsung tablet, so both teams must be really good on this device. It's definitely a factor you've got to consider, sadly, in this esports world. And if you take a look at the results then for both teams, Totem 2-0 both teams, so they're on fire. That's what I mean. They're definitely the favorites going into this. You've just got to say that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it because there was I don't know, something went wrong with the streams. It was just a mess today. But Totem did beat Toxic Lotus, and they look really good in practice. I know it's a Chinese mainland team and people don't give them the credit, but they've been looking really hot. So if Totem for just 2-0 them, they're looking good. And 2-0 Na'Vi as well. So yeah, Totem definitely the favorites. Tribe, on the other hand, you can see in Group D, they managed to win versus VN Esports, but they looked by far the worst team there, to be honest. So it was an easy 2-0. And then the Foot game was pretty close, but it was 2-0 in the end. So in terms of, again, the results, it's definitely going to be in Totem's favor. So you guys, if you want to vote with your head, go with Totem. Your heart, Tribe, it's going to be like, I'd say 60% in Totem's favor, maybe 55%, because Totem haven't been looking good all year either. So I'm gonna go with Tribe. I think they can do it if they bring the energy, and especially on main stage, which I know they can. I think they can get it done. Let's go Tribe. Come on. Right, next game. we've got BC versus LG. So this one is actually going to be a lot tougher than you realize, because LG, of course, a really good team, nearly beat Zeta last year, but I just don't think they really look that great. Although I love the roster and love every single member on their team, let's just face it, they didn't look that good. They nearly lost to Connections and nearly didn't make it to day 2. Of course, the win is what counts, but it was super, super close. And against Stamina, there were some close games, but I think Stamina comfortably beat LG in the end. It wasn't the cleanest of times to LG. They've not had the cleanest year either, so there are question marks over them. BC did really surprise everybody, I will say. BC were former Angelic. It's actually a crazy thing. I think Fresh told me in Discord is that they won the first monthly fight, or I think came second. I can't remember if they won it or came second. But anyways, after that, they didn't win a single set in monthlies whatsoever, which is just crazy. So going into this, they didn't look good in scrims either, and for them to finish 2-0 in their group was still quite surprising. I had them to be bottom of the group, so this could be another upset in the making. Maybe they're just LAN warriors and they're just built for the moment, but I'm going to vote for LG, mainly because they've got the LAN experience. They look really good at World Finals, and I think they just probably need to sort the draft out a little bit, maybe just gain a bit of confidence, and they can make it through. I think a lot of this is mental, especially with the device and whatever else. And then finally, we have Foot versus Toxic Lotus. So, Foot are the former South American team, which looks really good towards the end of the year. They only just missed out on the World Finals ticket, and as you can see by this group, they managed to finish top ahead of Tribe, beating Tribe 2-0 and beating Viennese Boy, which were really easy, 2-0. And then on the flip side, we have Toxic Lotus, who are the underrated team going into this. Absolutely. So of course they lost 2-0 versus Totem, but they 2-0'd Na'Vi in convincing fashion. It was really, I wouldn't say easy game, but they look convincing the entire time. So this one's going to be insanely difficult. I really want to vote for the Chinese team to go through, because I really love OU on their team. Like, he's been a Brawl Stars veteran for years and years, literally since the beginning, and I think he deserves it. They've been looking really good, but so do Foot. I'm just so conflicted with this, but I'm going to go with my heart on this one as well, and I'm going to go with Toxic Lotus against Starr Dragon. He's the manager for their roster, and he's been in my club since like day 1, so I'm going to root for them. So this is it. Pretty much I voted with my heart with all of these. Pretty much all of them are a coin toss, if I'm honest. I don't see any of them being like a 3-0 sweep. I think on paper, Luminosity definitely have the easiest game, but judging by the results, all of these are really tough games. Every single team who wins this will advance through to World Finals, so the pressure's on, and when the pressure is at the highest, we see who is the best at Brawl Stars. And that's why I think Stamina as well, they have the clutch. They've got Bobby and Angel Boy. When the pressure's on, they just do insane things, and they're always on the hard carry brawlers. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Again, these are my predictions. They're completely locked. I do recommend, though, making sure that you do your MVP votes at the end of every game. So that's going to get you an additional 400 points. And then there's like questions in between sets. There's other ways to get points as well. So make sure you tune for this. There's only 4 games to watch, so maximize your points. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.